Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel RJK Tutorials. So today I'm going to talk about the importance of using mean as a measure of central tendency. Now, as you know, that measure of central tendency is basically measures the central most value or the central most average through which all other numbers are going to aggregate. So measuring this particular central number is actually called as the measures of central tendency. So there are different types of measures of central tendency. So today I'm going to cover about the mean. Now, what exactly is a mean? So, mean or commonly known as the arithmetic mean is the simplest and most widely used measure of the mean. It is nothing but the sum of the observations or sum of the numbers divided by total number of observations. So, if the numbers are like x1, x2, x3, so if you take these numbers and divide by the total count of the numbers, that is n, what you're going to get is called as the average or a mean. Now, what are the main merits of mean? So it is very easy to calculate and simple to understand. So it is based on all the numbers or observations in the given data. It is rigidly defined by mathematical formula and it can be used for further mathematical treatment. That means this mean can be further used in measures of dispersions and it possesses the sampling stability. So these are the main merits of arithmetic mean. So at the same time, the arithmetic mean is also having certain disadvantages. So it is highly affected by abnormal extreme values, unlike median and mode. So what do you mean by that? Suppose if you take 20 numbers, in that two or three numbers are in extreme cases, like it is in 10,000, 20,000, or minus 30,000 to 20,000. If you add these numbers along with other numbers, the average what you're going to get sometimes gets affected by the extreme values what you're taken there. So this is one of the demerit of mean, just like the median and mode. So arithmetic mean cannot be computed when class intervals are open-ended. So if you have open-ended the data, then you cannot calculate that. So then it becomes difficult to calculate the class interval. So first you have to convert the open ends into the class interval. So computing the open end into class interval may take little bit of time. So to compute mean, some assumptions regarding the width of the class interval is to be made. So that means if you want to convert the open data into a class interval, so what should be the width of the data or what should be the size of the class interval? So that you have to decide based upon the assumptions, like whether it should be 10 or whether it should be 5. So this is based upon the assumption. It cannot be computed for qualitative data. So since it deals with the statistics, so statistics cannot deal with the qualitative data. It can neither be determined by inspection nor by graphical location. So like median or mode, you cannot use a graphical method to determine the mean. The mean cannot be calculated in the destructive cases of the populations. If you have extreme numbers of population, so compiling that and computing that into mean may be very difficult or sometimes cannot be calculated. Now these are the various formulas that are used for computing the mean. So in case of the ungrouped data, see, or what you call it as the individual data or the raw data, you have a direct method, shortcut method, and step deviation method. Similarly, in case of group data, we have a different types of formulas. So the main difference between the grouped and ungrouped data you can see here is the having frequency or not having frequency. In case of the individual data or ungrouped data, so frequencies are not there. In case of group data, so frequencies are included. So like this, you have a different formulas for calculating the mean. So all these methods, whether you are using direct method or shortcut method or the step deviation method, so all the methods are going to give you the same answer. So it's about how you're going to calculate the mean, whether you're using direct, shortcut, or step deviation method. So that which you have to decide. Now the averages or mean are broadly classified into different categories. So these averages are broadly classified into two groups or two categories. One is based on mathematical averages. Another one is the positional averages. So the mathematical averages are three types. One is arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. And further, the arithmetic mean is simplified as simple mean, weighted arithmetic mean, and combined arithmetic mean. So the mean what we are dealing now can be of three categories. One is simple, weighted, and combined arithmetic mean. Whereas based upon the positional averages, their positional averages can be either median or mode. So as far as the third BBA, the business statistics subject is considered. So only you have to study the simple arithmetic mean, the weighted arithmetic mean, combined arithmetic mean, followed by median and mode. So harmonic mean as well as the geometric means are not included. Now let us do some of the simple problems on arithmetic mean and try to understand how to use this particular formulas. Now let us take the simple the problem. So the first one is like we have marks obtained by 10 students, and other one is the income of 7 families. So two problems are given. So we have to use the formula. So how to use the formula? So this is a very simple problem. So you have to use the most basic formula of the arithmetic mean, that is x bar is equal to sigma x divided by n. So what you have to do, you have to add all these 10 numbers. So let us take the first problem. So add all the 10 numbers, divide by 10. So you're going to get 410 divided by 10 is equal to 41. Similarly, the income of 7 families, here you have 7 data. So you add all the 7 data, you'll be getting 4200. So dividing by 7, you're going to get 600. So like this you have means 41 and 600. Now similarly you can take some other problems also. So marks obtained by 10 students are given. Calculate the arithmetic mean using direct shortcut and step deviation method. So the data is given like 30, 41, 47, 54, 23, 34, 37, 51, 53, and 47. Now normally in any question paper, if you observe that the method will not be asked, very rarely you may get a question on methods. So normally they will give a problem, they will ask you to solve it. So what method we have to use or what type of the formula we have to use, it depends upon how you're going to understand this particular formula. So whichever the method you find easy, you can use it. So if you feel direct method is most easiest one, you can use it, or shortcut or step deviation method. So out of the three methods, the most easiest method will be the direct method. Now let us see how the all the three methods are applied here. So in case of the direct method, sum of the numbers, that is 417 divided by 10, the answer will be 41.7. So in case of shortcut method, we have to take an assumed mean and we have to take a deviation from the assumed mean. Now let us take an assumed mean as 34. There is no rule that we have to take 34 as assumed mean. Any number you can take it as an assumed mean. Now we have to take a deviation. So for taking deviation, we have to use d is equal to x minus a. So when you take a deviation from all these numbers, so this is how you're going to get the deviation. So these deviations are seen here. So that is minus 4, minus 7, 13, 20, minus 11, like that it goes on. So sigma d will be 77. Now using this formula, shortcut method, 34 plus 77 divided by 10, so you'll be getting 41.7. So next one is step deviation method. In step deviation method, so we're going to take the deviation based upon the a factor called as I. So I is assumed to be 2 year. Now do you assume it? You can take any number and you can assume it as I. For example, here d dash is equal to d divided by I. So d dash is a step deviated deviation. The main difference between d and d dash is d is a deviation here, d dash is a step deviation here. So d dash is equal to d divided by n, d divided by I. So d we know the deviations which are already taken here. So here we have to take an I factor. So I factor has to be taken here or assumed, and it has to be divided here. So here let us assume that I is equal to 2. So when you divide these numbers, the second column numbers, that is d is equal to x minus a. So you will be getting sigma d dash is equal to 38.5. And similarly, if you put these numbers in this formula, so you'll be getting 41.7. So what you can see is all the three methods The direct method, shortcut method, and step deviation method are going to give you the same answer. But only thing is, uh, according to your convenience, you can use the formula here. So here you can see that direct method is most easiest and most convenient way of using the method to find out the mean. Now let us go to the discrete series. Now I want to tell you, like, in statistics, we'll be using three types of series of data. The first one, what we have used or what we have seen here, is called as the individual series. Just you have a numbers. In case of discrete series, you will be having what is called as the frequencies. So frequencies are given here. So frequencies basically tell about the repetition of a number. That is how many times a particular number is getting repeated. The other one is called as the continuous series, which is based upon the class interval and the frequency. Now here you can see that this is a discrete series because each of these numbers do have a frequency. For example, x is 5 and frequency is 5. That means this 5 is repeated 5 times. Similarly, x is 10 here. So this is repeated 7 times. So like this, we take the frequency, which is going to tell you about how many times that particular number is repeated. Now, based upon this, let us calculate the arithmetic mean. So we have x and frequency. So based on that, we have fx. So we are going to calculate x bar is equal to sigma fx divided by n. So x bar is equal to 1065 divided by 52. The average will be 20.48. So this is the arithmetic mean for the discrete series. Now similarly, we take one more problem. So once again, we have to use the same formula. X bar is equal to sigma fx divided by n. Now here you can see the sum of the frequencies are going to be 18 and sum of the fx. So only thing is you have to multiply frequency with the x to get the data in the fx column. So sigma fx will be 345. So 345 divided by 18 will be 19.167. So that is how we're going to get the mean here. Now, similarly, we can take a step deviation method and calculate, or you can take the shortcut method to calculate. So you can see here the shortcut method we are using d is equal to x minus a. So each of these individual values x is subtracted with an assumed value. So here the value which is assumed is 12. So x minus a, you will be getting these values minus 8, minus 4, 0, 4 and 8. So then based on f into d, that is f into the deviation, we will be getting sigma ft is equal to 36. So by using the shortcut method formula, you'll be getting 12.6. Similarly, step deviation method, as I told earlier, so deviation has to be divided by a factor number. So this factor number, we are assuming it as I is equal to 4. So dividing these deviated values, we'll be getting sigma fd dash, that is equal to 9. So the formula, as you know, that if you substitute here, you'll be getting once again 12.6. So all the three methods are going to give you the same answer. Now let us take some other problems in the simple arithmetic mean. Now in case, of the simple arithmetic mean, you may get different varieties of problem. So now let us see what are the other types of problems you may get it. Now in this particular problem, example 8.1, in a class of 50 students, 10 have failed and their average marks is 2.5. The total marks secured by the entire class was 281. Find the average marks of those who are passed. That means, so whenever any problem is given, you have to make a note of what is given and what is not given. Now here we know that the total marks of the entire class of 50 is given here. So therefore we have to take it sigma x50 is equal to 251. Now based on this, we can see that the numbers are taken as 281, that is sigma x50, and here the 10 students have failed, that is what the data is given here. The data of the 10 students is also given, that is average of 10 students. So what we have to do is we have to use this particular formula and we have to calculate the the total. So what will be the total for the 10 students? That is sigma x10 is equal to 25. So here the total of 50 students is given here. That will be equal to 281. So based on this, we have to find out the data of the remaining students who are passed. So the overall class data is given here. Overall data of the 10 students is given here. So sigma x50 minus sigma x10, if you subtract, so what you will be getting sigma x40. So 281 minus 25 is equal to 256. Now, so this is what you will be getting here. Now, if you subtract 25 from 281, so what you will be getting is 256. So this is what actually the total of 40 students. So now you have to use, so here we have to calculate the average of those 40 students who have failed. So x bar 40. So here there is a mistake here. It is not x bar 100. It is x bar 40 is equal to sigma x40 divided by n. That is 40. That comes to 6.4. Now, one thing you have to remember, in case of averages, one average you cannot subtract from the other average, because average is only an approximate number, whereas the total is a exact number. So therefore, these sort of problems, you have to convert the average into total. So this is what has been done here. This is what is done here. Then we're going to subtract one total from the other total, and that total is further converted into average. So that is how you have to do it here. Now let us go to the next problem. Now here we have one more problem similar to the previous problem. The arithmetic mean age of first group of 80 boys is 10 years, and that of second group of 20 girls is 15 years. Find the arithmetic mean of boys and girls together. Now what we have to do is we have to convert uh, the average, the age of boys and girls into totals, and you have to add it. So when I take the entire class, so class consists of both boys and girls. So therefore, the total of boys, the total of girls added together, that will be equal to 100, because 80 boys are there, 20 girls are there. So that becomes a total of 100. So that is what you have to calculate. So same thing I will be using here. Now here you can see that the data of the boys and girls are given here. So the average of boys is equal to 10. So 10 is equal to sigma x divided by 800. Sigma x80 is equal to 800. Similarly, total age of girls is given here. Sigma x20, you'll be getting 300. Now you have to add both boys and girls. So adding both boys and girls, it will be 800 plus 300 will be 1100. 1100 divided by 100 we have to do. So why you have to do 100? Because both boys and girls put together it is 100. So that will be giving an answer of 11 years. So this is the average of the both boys and girls put together in the class. Now let us take some other type of problems. Now this is other variety of problem. So here the data is given like this. The mean height of 50 students is 5 feet 8 inches. The heights of 10 students are given below. So this data is given below. Find the mean height of the remaining students. Now here, so the data is given both in inches and feet. So you have to use the conversion here. As you know that 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. So each of these data has to be converted into inches. Now as you can see here, so the data is converted into inches here. So 5 feet 6 inches is nothing but 5 into 12 plus 6, that becomes 66. 5 feet 2 inches equal to 5 into 12 plus 6, that is 60 plus 2 is 62. 5 feet 4 inches, 5 into 12, 60 plus 4 is 64. So like this you have to convert. So you'll be getting a total of 640. So this is the total height of the 10 students. So the mean height of 50 students is given here. The height of 10 students are given here. Find the height of the remaining students you have to find out. That is remaining is 40 students. So we know the total of 10 students height is 6 and 40 inches. The total height of all the 50 students put together, that total we have to calculate here like this. So how to calculate is, we have a total average is 5 feet 8 inches. When you convert that, it becomes 68 inches. Cross multiply that, you'll be getting 3400 inches. So we have to subtract 640 from 3400. So you'll be getting 2760. So that divided by 40, that is remaining students is 40. That comes to 69 inches, or 6 feet 9 inches as the answer. So this is how we calculate the answer. Now, one more problem, example 8.11. In the city, 30 members were surveyed as to how many domestic appliances that they have purchased. The replies is given below. So these are the data pertaining to how many appliances they are using. Prepare a discrete series and find the mean. Now here we know that a series of numbers are given, and a repetition of this number you have to find out. So you can see this in this particular series where the least number is 0, the maximum number is 7. So we're going to take the values as 0 to 7. Then we have to use the tally bar to take the count of these numbers. Now for example, if you take 0, so 0 is repeated 0 times. Then if you take 1, so 1 is repeated 3 times, year, year and year. So therefore it will be 3. So like that, we have to put the tally bars for each of these numbers, convert the tally bars into frequencies. So total frequency is coming to 30, and then we have to calculate f into x. So these are the x values, these are the f values. Fx will be equal to f into x. So that sigma fx will be 89. So 89 divided by 30, count of the numbers. So the average will be 2.9667. So that is how we're going to calculate. So one thing we are finding here is, we are converting the repeated numbers into frequencies by using the tally bars. Now once again we have a problem like this. This is like the repetition of the previous problem what we done in the individual series. So 100 students data is given here for an examination. That is, the students of 100 data were taken of the examination is given here. The results of those who have failed are given below. If the average marks of all 100 students is 68.6, find out the average marks of those who are passed. So just like the previous problem, we have to do it. Now first we have to convert this, the average, into the total. So we know that x bar is equal to sigma fx divided by n. This is the formula we use in the discrete series. So cross multiply that, sigma fx will be equal to 6860, and the total marks of all the 30 students you have to calculate as sigma fx. So it's because here sigma fx is the total marks, that is 475. So 6860 minus 475 will be 6385. That divided by remaining students, that is 70, will be 91.2143. So like this we have to calculate. So next one is the missing frequencies problem. So here the average will be given, but the missing frequencies we have to find out. So here we have the data like x will be 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Frequency is 3, 7. Then we don't have the frequency for the third one, so it is taken as question mark. For 20, 8 and 5. So what we have to do is, we have to assume the missing frequency by a variable. So let the variable be like a. So as usual we have to proceed. So you have to calculate f, then sigma fx. So f is calculated as sum of the frequencies, that is 43 plus a. Sigma fx is nothing but x into f, and you have to add it, that comes to 678 plus 14a. So when you put this into this formula, you have to cross multiply that, and you have to bring all the a in one particular side and the numbers in other side. Then you will be getting a will be equal to 17.8. So that is the missing frequency here. Now, similarly, you can get problems on two missing frequencies. If you get a two missing frequencies, then you have to assume two variables like a and b. Then, so if you add these numbers here, you'll be getting a plus b is equal to 25 minus 13, that is equal to 12. That means two missing frequencies, if you add together, you'll be getting as 12. Now here what you can do is when you get a two missing frequency problem, you can convert that into one missing frequency problem. How to convert that? So we know that a plus b is equal to 12, or b can be written as 12 minus a. So here first one will be a. The second missing frequency assumed as 12 minus a. As usual, you have to proceed. So you will be getting a is equal to 5. So when a is equal to 5, so b will be 12 minus 5, that is equal to 7. So the missing frequencies are 5 and 7. Now next we go to the continuous series problem. So where you have a class interval. So here let us calculate the average. So calculate the average marks from the following distribution, where class interval is given as the marks of students. These are given as 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, like that it goes to 30 to 35, and the frequencies are 2, 4, 5, 3, 2, 4, 5. Now frequencies basically tell about the repetition. So let us take the first frequency, it's nothing but 2. So basically tells the students who are secured marks from 0 to 5, 2 students are there. Students who secured marks from 5 to 10, 4 students are there. So let us calculate the uh, average by using the step deviation method. Normally step deviation method is used in the continuous series. So what you have to do is we have a class interval, we have a frequency, we have to calculate the midpoint value. So how to calculate the midpoint value? So the midpoint value is calculated by taking the upper limit and lower limit together and dividing by 2. So the midpoint or x is calculated as x is equal to lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. In other words, it is the average of upper and lower limit. For example, 0 plus 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, 5 plus 10 divided by 2 is 7.5, 10 plus 15 divided by 2 is 12.5. So that is how you're going to calculate the midpoint values here. So based upon that, you have to take the deviation. So let us take a deviation here. So deviation can be assumed any of these midpoint value. So here the deviation is assumed as 17.5. So x minus a is 17.5 divided by 5. So 5 is nothing but the width of the class interval. So any number if you take, it is the difference of 5. Now any of this class interval, you will find it is the difference of 5. So therefore x minus a divided by 5, that is nothing but the d dash. So you'll be getting numbers like this. Then fd dash, you have to calculate f into d dash is fd dash. So sum of the positive negative number will be sigma fd dash is equal to 6. So when you add this in this particular formula, it will be equal to x bar is equal to a plus of sigma fd dash divided by n into c, that is 18.70 is the mean. So this is the average of uh, marks of the students in the class year. So only thing is you should know how to convert this frequency, class interval into midpoint value. Then you have to take a deviation, then you have to divide it. So that is how you are going to calculate the arithmetic mean. So next one, similarly, we have a missing frequency problem in the continuous series. Same way, two missing frequencies we have to assume as A and B. So two missing frequency can be converted into one missing frequencies. So that is what is been done here. A plus B is equal to 20 or B is equal to 20 minus A. We have to substitute here. So here we have to use the formula that is x bar is equal to sigma fx divided by n. So if you use the step deviation method, it becomes very complex to calculate the missing frequency. The most easiest method will be x bar is equal to sigma fx divided by n. So that formula is used here. The values are substituted, cross multiply that, then you will be getting 10, a as 10. So when you know that a plus b is equal to 20, in that a is 10, so b will be 10. So that is how you calculate the missing frequency here. Now this is a little bit different type of problems. And you can see here the college management wanted to give monthly scholarship to BCom students securing 50% and above marks in the following manner. The percentage of marks is given here. So there is a range they given here. So 50 to 55, 25 rupees is scholarship. So 55 to 60, 30 rupees scholarship, like that it is given. The percentage of marks of 20 students who are eligible for scholarships are given here. Now based upon this, we have to calculate the arithmetic mean, calculate monthly scholarship payable to students as well as the average scholarship. So what is the total scholarship we have to find out, and what is the average scholarship the college is paying to the students, that we have to find out. So first we have to take the class interval. Now scholarships are given here 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. That is nothing but the X value. So these X values you have to locate in this the 20 student data which is given here. So how many times this 20, I mean how many times this particular values are repeated. No, X is given here. So X, which we already know, it is the scholarship values here. But how to find out the tally values? So we know that class interval 50 to 55, it basically consists 50 to 54 only. So 55 starts in the second class interval. Similar 60 starts in third class interval. So when I am locating these numbers, so I have to locate within the class interval. Now locate those numbers which are there between 50 to 54. So how many numbers are there between 50 to 54? So those numbers you have to locate here. We have 52, 51, then 54, then 53, 51, then 50. So then we have 54. So like this, if you take the count, you will be getting seven numbers. So there are seven numbers between 50 to 55 class interval. Please remember, when you're taking 50 to 55, it means that it's going to start with 50th number, 51, 52, 53, 54 only. So when you get 55, that has to go to the next class interval. So 50 to 54, we have seven numbers. Similarly, 55 to 59. So we have five numbers. 60 to 64, we have four numbers. 65 to then 69, we have three numbers. 72, 74, we have one number. So based on this, we are calculating the average. X bar is sigma fx divided by n. 630 divided by 20 is 31.5. So for the following data, calculate the mean marks. So here we have a numbers like this. So below 10, 20, 30, 40, like that it goes on to below 100. So number of students. So below 10 is actually, I'm sorry, yeah, this is a open end class interval which has to be converted into closed end. So below 10, then we have below 20. That means we have a range here. So below 10 means we can assume it as 0 to 10. Below 20, it can be assumed as 10 to 20, because we know that the previous the number is 10, the next number is 30. So the difference of the class interval should be 10. So the constructed class interval or exclusive series will be 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. So this is what is called as the exclusive series. So please remember, if you get a problem with the open end class interval, then it is called as an inclusive series. So always it's better to convert the inclusive series to exclusive series. So this is how we calculate the exclusive series. Now we have a frequency. Now frequency, what you're seeing here is actually cumulative frequency. So what you mean by cumulative frequency? So cumulative frequency is the frequency which keeps on increasing. Now you can see that this frequency is increasing continuously. So we have 15, then 35, 60, 84, 96. So these frequencies are continuously increasing. So therefore, this cumulative frequency you have to convert into normal frequency. How to do that one? The first one is 15. Second one is the second to first frequency, you have to take the difference, that is 20. Then third to second, 25. Fourth to third, then you have 24. Then last one, fifth to fourth, that is 96 minus 84 is equal to 12. Then you have to calculate the midpoint. So how to calculate midpoint? 0 to 10, we have the class interval. So 0 plus 10 divided by 2 is 5. 10 plus 20 divided by 2 is 15. So like this you can calculate the x value. Then we can use the fx formula, that is sigma fx divided by n. So first you calculate the fx values. So based on the fx, we have the sigma fx. So sigma fx is coming to 17,100. So therefore the answer will be 57 here. I hope that you understood the process here. So let us go to the next problem. It is also less than 10, less than 20. It is similar to the below open end class interval which I have seen in the previous problem. So less than 10, 20, 30, 40. So once again it is can be converted into exclusive series 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Like that it goes up to 70 to 80. So once again we have a cumulative frequency. How do you find a cumulative frequency? If the frequency is continuously increasing, it means it is a cumulative frequency. So cumulative frequency you have to convert it into normal frequency by subtracting the previous one to the the next one to the previous one. So first one is 25, the next one will be 40 minus 25, then 60 minus 40. So like that you have to do, you'll be getting total 240. Then midpoint you have to calculate, fx you have to calculate, and sigma fx will be 11,900 divided by n, that is 240, that will be equal to 49.58. Now this is also a different type of problem. Here you can see that there is one number is missing in the class interval. Now if you take any class interval, you can see the class interval is starting with 60 to 62. Then instead of starting with 62, the next lower limit is starting with 63. So there is a difference of 1. There is a difference of 1. So this is not a continuous class interval. So once again it is inclusive series. You have to convert into exclusive series. So how to convert into exclusive series? You have to subtract and add 0.5. So 0.5 you have to subtract to the lower limit. You can see that 60 minus 0.5 is 59.5. Then you have to add the same 0.5 difference to the upper limit. Please remember, if you have a difference of 1, you have to subtract 0.5 to the lower limit, add 0.5 to the upper limit. So 60 minus 0.5 is 59.5. 62 plus 0.5 is 62.5. So like that, you'll be getting class interval. Then you have x, then fx you calculate. So based on this, you have to calculate the x bar. The x bar is sigma fx divided by n. Then based on this, you have the values here. But at the same time, here in this particular problem, you can see there are two missing frequencies are there under the class interval 66 to 68, 69 to 71. So first you convert this inclusive into exclusive class intervals, that is ECIs. Then assume these missing frequencies as A and B. Convert the second missing frequency as the first one. So as I told you, A plus B is equal to some number you'll be getting. So that number you can convert into the one missing frequency. So we know that A plus B is equal to 69 here, because the sum of the two missing frequency A plus B will be equal to 69, or B can be taken as 69 minus A. So by doing so, you're converting two missing frequency into one missing frequency, and you'll be calculating the missing frequencies. The missing frequency will be 42 and 27. So next we go for the combined arithmetic mean. So combined arithmetic mean is a type of a mean where we're going to combine the means of 2 or 3 data together to get a one common mean. Now for example, if you're taking the mean of class A, class B, class C and D, all the 4 means are combined together. The data what you will be getting is called as the combined arithmetic mean. So for combined arithmetic mean, we have a formula sigma, x bar 1 2 is equal to x1 bar into n1 plus x2 bar into n2 divided by n1 plus n2. Similarly, if you have 3 variables, then you have to include the third variable also. Like this, it keeps on continuing. So please remember, combined arithmetic mean is the mean of all the means. That means if you have mean 1, mean 2, mean 3, mean 4, all the 4 means if you want to combine to as one single mean, then we use the combined arithmetic mean method of calculating the combined arithmetic mean. So combined arithmetic mean is nothing but the mean of all means. Now let us take a problem. The mean of the marks scored by 30 girls of a class is 44%. The mean for 20 boys of the same class is 42%. Find the mean for the whole class. So here the mean for the 30 girls and 20 boys is given. So we have to add and you have to find out. Now, so we know that the first mean, that is the mean of girls is 44. That is the x1 bar is 44. That count is 30. Similarly, the boys mean is 42. the count is 20, divided by 30 plus 20. So we'll be getting 43.2%. So two means are taken here. Boys mean, girls mean combined together to get the mean of the entire class. Similarly, we have one more problem. We can follow the thing. So this is direct thing. X1 bar 25, x2 bar is equal to 40, n1 is 20, n2 is 10. Add together and calculate the combined arithmetic mean. That will be getting as 30% here. Now this is other type of problem. We are combined. I mean, we already solved this in the previous problems, but here we are solving it by using the combined arithmetic mean method. So in a class of 50 students, n have failed, and the average marks is 2.5. The total marks secured by entire class was 281. Find the average marks of those who have passed. So total number of students is 50. The total marks secured by 50 students is 281. That data is given here. So the average marks of 50 students, that average is also we know it is 5.62. The average marks of 50 students, we know it is 5.62. We have to find out what is the average marks of those who have passed. So let us take the x1 bar as the failed average, x2 bar as the passed average. The failed average is 2.5, we know it. The passed average we have to calculate, but the overall average of the class, we know it is 5.62. So here, so only x2 bar we have to calculate. So substituting these values, what are the values we have to substitute? So x1 bar is 2.5, x2 bar we don't know. So n1 we know it is 10, n2 is nothing but 50 minus 10, that is equal to 40. Because there are 50 students are there, 10 have failed, so pass student should be 40. So putting this thing into combined arithmetic mean, so you'll be getting as x2 bar is equal to 6.4. So this is the average marks of those students who have passed. So this is another method of solving the previously solved problem pertaining to pass and fail. There we have taken the either the discrete series formula or we have taken the individual series formula. But here we are using is the combined arithmetic mean formula. So in this particular problem, we have to find out n1 and n2. The mean weight of 100 students in a class is 50 kgs. The mean weight of boys in a class is 55 kgs and that of girls is 45 kgs. Find the number of boys and girls. So what are the things we can find out? So we have to find out n1 and n2. The data given here is x1 bar is given here, x2 bar is given here, x12 bar combined arithmetic mean is also given 50, and we know that total number of boys and girls to put together, that is n1 plus n2 is equal to 100. Now what we have to do is we know that n1 plus n2 is equal to 100 or n2 is equal to 100 minus 50. So that simplification we have to do it. So how do you get the 50 here? So for that we have to calculate the n here. So for that we have to use the combined arithmetic mean formula. So 50 is equal to 55 into n1 plus 45 into n2 divided by 100. Cross multiply that. Now one thing you have to take here. So as we seen in the two missing frequencies problem, so it will be converted into one missing frequency problem. Similarly here, the n1 plus n2 you can convert as either n1 or n2. So here we know that n1 plus n2 is equal to 100 or n2 can be taken as 100 minus n1. So instead of putting n2, I'm taking it as 100 minus n1. So by substituting this, you'll be getting 50, and we know that 50 is n1. So therefore 50 should be n2 because n1 plus n2 is equal to 100 or n2 is equal to 100 minus n1, that is equal to 100 minus 50 is equal to 50. So therefore the number of boys is equal to 50. Number of girls in the class is 50. So next we go to the weighted arithmetic mean. Now where we going to use this weighted arithmetic mean? So weighted arithmetic mean has more advantage compared to simple arithmetic mean, because simple arithmetic mean takes all the numbers as equal. But there are certain circumstances where you cannot give an equal preference for all the numbers. Say for example, a student who has completed PUC, who has taken PCMB or PCMC combination, goes for a counseling for taking a seat in the engineering or medical. There are certain subjects which has to be given preference. Now, for example, engineering student, the preference is given for counseling in physics, chemistry, and mathematics. For a medical student, the preference is given for the biology, physics, and chemistry. Now, these subjects marks matters a lot. Okay, so when you're calculating the average, preference should be given for these subjects. So engineering students, physics, chemistry, mathematics marks is taken more prominently compared to language marks. So language marks may not give that much importance in the calculating the percentage. So in such cases, we have to give preferences based upon the weightage. Similarly, if you're calculating the mean average wage of all workers in a factory, there are different grades of work employees will be working: grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. Each of these grades will have different types of salary structure. So when you're calculating overall the wage of the factory, you cannot all add all the wages of the employees and divide by the total employees in the factory. It may give a wrong average, because the averages do differ according to the grades. So therefore these grades have to be converted into weights, and based upon the weight you have to calculate the weighted arithmetic mean. So that is how weighted arithmetic mean is different from the other mean. So whenever you want to give certain weightage for certain numbers, or certain prominence should be given for certain numbers, in such cases weighted arithmetic mean is calculated. So in this weighted arithmetic mean, weights are assigned to different items depending upon their importance. So more important items are assigned more weightage, less important items are assigned less weightage. So based on that, you have to calculate the weighted arithmetic mean. So what is the formula for weighted arithmetic mean? X bar W is equal to sigma x1 W1 divided by W1. So this is the formula you have to use it. So let us take the example. The candidate obtained the following marks in PUC examination given below: English 60, Canada 50, Physics 80, Chemistry 70, Maths 90, Biology 70. Admission to Science Institute is based upon the weighted mean of marks, where weights for different subjects are given here: 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, and 2 respectively. Calculate the weighted mean marks. So weights are given here. So weights are taken as 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, and 2. So total weights comes to 13. So weight into x, that is xw or wx, is calculated as 970. So 970 divided by 13 is going to be 74.61. Here you can see, based upon the weights we are calculating the mean. So that is how the weighted arithmetic mean is different from the simple arithmetic mean or combined arithmetic mean. So similarly, one more problem: calculate the weighted arithmetic mean of marks of two candidates, candidate A and B. So here the weights will be same, but marks are different here. So it is treated as two different problems. So for candidate A, the weighted arithmetic mean will be 62.6. For candidate B, it will be 61.6. So here individually you have to calculate the averages. So averages for candidate A will be definitely different from the average weighted average for candidate B. So for candidate A, the weighted average is 62.6. For candidate B, the weighted average is 61.6. Then compute weighted arithmetic mean of index numbers from the following data. So this is one more problem. So we have a group: food, clothing, fuel, power, rent, and other expenses. So it is taken as uh, the weighted arithmetic mean problem, because we have an index and weights. So since we have weights, so these numbers are taken as a W, index is taken as X. So once again we have to use the formula. X bar W is equal to sigma XW divided by sigma W. So that comes to 2337 by 16, that comes to 146.06. So thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any queries you can reach to me through the following email ID: raj.blitzkrieg@gmail.com. Thank you very much.